Christmas in ancient Rome. Have you ever wondered how the Christmas traditions we know today came about? Although Christmas as we celebrate it did not exist in ancient Rome, many of our current customs have roots that take us back to the heart of the Roman Empire. Today we will explore a holiday that marked a key point in those historical ancestors, Saturnalia. This celebration, dedicated to Saturn, the god of agriculture, filled the Roman streets with joy and debauchery every December. What can we learn from Saturnalia and how does it connect to Christmas? Get ready for a nostalgic journey through history where we will discover fascinating parallels, separate myths from facts and highlight how traditions evolve while bearing traces of past societies. The festival of Saturnalia was celebrated in mid-December, coinciding with the period of the winter solstice. As the agricultural year came to an end, the Romans expressed their gratitude to the god Saturn, protector of the harvest. This festival had a unique energy. It was a time to relax, forget the stress of everyday life and surrender to joy. The celebrations began on December 17th and originally lasted only one day. However, due to its popularity, the duration was extended to a whole week in the last centuries of the Republic and during the Roman Empire. In addition to marking the close of the agricultural calendar, Saturnalia was also a nostalgic reminder of the so-called Golden Age, which, according to the Romans, represented an idealized world under the reign of Saturn, where peace and abundance reigned. The essence of Saturnalia was fun and a change of routine. The traditions surrounding this holiday contained elements that may seem familiar today. First, the festivities began with sacrifices and rituals in honor of Saturn at the Temple of Saturn near the Roman Forum. Then, banquets began, both public and private, bringing families and communities together to enjoy abundant food, drink and laughter. During Saturnalia, it was also common to exchange gifts. These presents often had a special symbolism: small figurines, candles and humble objects that represented good wishes for the new year. This gesture clearly resonates in our current Christmas traditions. One of the most unique and anticipated aspects of Saturnalia was the temporary reversal of social roles. Slaves were released from their duties for a day and allowed to eat alongside their masters. This world turned upside down symbolized chaos and freedom, but it also reminded the Romans of essential human equality. The streets were also decorated with garlands and evergreen branches as a symbol of eternal life. The houses glowed with candles and oil lamps, which illuminated the gray winter days and represented a symbolic rebirth of the sun. Beyond the fun, Saturnalia had a powerful impact on Roman society. It was a time to overcome social barriers and enjoy a time of shared community. The holiday offered a temporary respite from the strict rules and hierarchies that defined everyday Roman life. On the other hand, the liberation from norms during these days helped to reinforce the social structure once Saturnalia was over. The Romans understood this temporary chaos as a way to rebalance society. This concept, although ephemeral, was deeply appreciated and cultivated by the different social classes. With the arrival of Christianity, the Roman Empire underwent a cultural and religious transformation. In its early stages, the Church sought a way to integrate pagan festivals such as Saturnalia into its own religious celebrations, both to ease the transition and to attract new converts. It was under Emperor Constantine and later during the reign of Pope Julius I in the 4th century that December 25th was established as the date to commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ. Although the direct connection between Saturnalia and Christmas is not entirely literal, it was strategic to adapt a Christian holiday to a time that already had a significant load of festive symbolism within Roman society. The similarities between Saturnalia and Christmas are impossible to ignore. Below, we break down some of the most notable elements that both holidays share. Gift exchange. Although the types of gifts have changed over time, the act of offering presents to our loved ones is partly born from customs such as those of Saturnalia. Decorations with evergreens and light, using branches of evergreen trees and filling homes with light reflected a common desire for hope and life during the darkest time of the year. Celebrating as a community, both ancient Rome and modern societies rely on festive gatherings as a means of strengthening family and social ties. These traditions show how ancient customs managed to adapt and persist over time, creating cultural connections that we still celebrate today. Despite these connections, it is important not to fall into the simplification that Christmas is simply a direct continuation of Saturnalia. The transformation of the festivities was much more complex, guided by a process of cultural and religious hybridization. For example, while Saturnalia focused on chaos and the reversal of the established order, Christian Christmas emphasizes peace, family, and spiritual worship. The similarities are found more in the forms than in the meanings. Let us also debunk the idea that all Christmas traditions come directly from paganism. In reality, Christmas is the product of many varied influences, from Jewish, Christian, Roman to Anglo-Saxon. Why do these ancient traditions have such a lasting impact? In large part, because they address universal themes, togetherness, hope and renewal during the darkest days of winter. By exploring Saturnalia, we can see how winter celebrations have been an essential element of human cultures since ancient times. They also allow us to see the flexibility of traditions in adapting to social, political, and religious changes. Today, elements of Saturnalia live on in our modern celebrations, albeit in a transformed form. What is interesting is that every time we decorate the Christmas tree, give gifts or gather around a table full of food, we are participating in practices that, in some way, connect us to the Romans of 2,000 years ago. History is not a static thing. It evolves and travels with us, like an invisible bridge that links past generations to the present. By honoring these traditions, we also remember the societies that came before us and their indelible impact on our world today. We celebrate Christmas as a modern holiday, but thanks to festivals like Saturnalia, we can see how history lives on in our customs. In this way, each Christmas season carries a spark of ancient Rome, reminding us that even as centuries pass, the human spirit remains.